So the case study I chose was Unity and Diversity in the Church. The title caught my attention just because it's something that wasn't just in that time, it's something that we see now. So it starts with John Thompson. He and his wife are living in some part of India. They're missionaries slash evangelists slash church planners. So they're living in India for a few years, and they begin to share the gospel with two types of people, two different castes. One of them are the farmers, and the other ones are the untouchables. In the Hindu religion, there's a caste system that's extremely important, I guess you can say. At the top are the Brahmins, and then the Hindu priests, and below are the caste rulers, the merchants, craftsmen, and laborers. And at the very, very, very bottom are the untouchables. These are people who are considered ritually impure. They handle dead animals. They handle everything that the castes on the upper level would not. John brings the gospel to the farmers and the untouchables, but he's faced with a dilemma really, really quick. The farmers don't want to be involved with the untouchables, and they threaten to go back to Hinduism if he tries to unite them. Of course, and John understands Christianity. He understands the unity is important in the Christian walk. So he has a decision to make. The purpose of a Hindu is to perform proper sacrifices to the gods. Caste system also provides structure. This is really important. Everybody has a part to play. Every caste has a part to play, and in society, it's important that they play their part, or else something isn't being done. Doing your part in the caste, you're engaging with with your religious act. The belief also says that if a person does good deeds, then he or she is reborn into a better caste system. This is called Shadra. But if a person does bad deeds, then he or she is reborn into a lower caste system. They call this Papan. I think I'm saying that right or wrong. In Hinduism, there's no such thing as evil. Pretty much bad people do these things, and they stay in that caste that they're in, or they go to a lower caste. And then everybody gets what they deserve. It's called karma. As I mentioned earlier, Christian farmers are upset at John for trying to involve untouchables into their worship. According to their worldview, which I believe is influenced very much by the Hindu religion, it makes sense why the farmers don't want anything to do with the untouchables. The caste system there is in place so that people can function in the society that they're in because everything's being taken care of. Like I said, it provides structures. Farmers do not do the low jobs that the untouchables do, just because the untouchables have always done it. It's part of it. And because the jobs that the untouchables do in the Hindu religion are impure, that makes them impure and unclean. Farmers want to keep it that way. But as we know in Christianity, we must become low to be exalted. And that means doing low jobs. The karma doesn't help Christianity either. I think in a farmer's mindset, those who are untouchables did something to deserve to be there, or because they did not stop their evil deeds, they are untouchables. Farmers' culture has impacted their worldview, and it's affecting their Christianity. The way that I would resolve this problem would be by creating a church for the untouchables, and not the farmers, but I would continue to preach to the farmers. I think by creating two separate churches, he would be sending the wrong message, that it's okay to live out Christianity, not having to associate with others who are not like you, or who you think are lower than you. And if a church were to be made for the farmers, then the untouchables would not feel comfortable enough to worship. They wouldn't, I think, feel worthy or like the gospel belongs to them as well. As I was writing this, I was reminded of the story of the rich young ruler in the Gospel of Mark, how he followed all the commands, but he lacked one thing, and that was that he had a love for money. he couldn't turn back and just give God what, you know, sell all his stuff and give it to God. And so he turns away sad. I think the Christian farmers won't completely understand the gospel until they grasp the idea that, you know, God doesn't see wealth. He doesn't see titles. It just doesn't mean anything to God. Jesus, you know, washed the feet of the people who weren't deserving, because he came to serve and not to be served. Eventually, if John and his wife continue sharing the gospel with the farmers, the amazing gospel of grace, to people who aren't deserving, the farmers will unite with the Untouchables in their church. And the Untouchables will be greatly impacted by this. To see farmers who they view as probably higher than them, it'll make the Untouchables see that, you know, we're under the same God. You know, we're all children of the same God. By uniting both castes, they will ultimately witness to others around the area. By not forcing them to join together at once, their worldviews will have to change in the midst of a Hindu culture.